In the past few weeks, the British Prime Minister had also been sharply criticised from within his own ranks for many changes in course in the corona policy. In the House of Commons, Johnson faced many opposition questions again. Parliament Speaker Lindsay Hoyle was able to oil his voice recently with a somewhat hesitant order when the House of Commons met for its first meeting after the summer break. The debate at the beginning was rather unspectacular in front of sparsely occupied rows of seats. That was different at noon when Prime Minister Boris Johnson took the lectern. The opposition had many questions. Bryant announced in an interview with the ARD in Germany he is one of the Labour spokesmen in the lower house. Bryant blames Johnson and his cabinet for the miserable corona situation and the severe recession. The government has been wrong again and again. It is good if the government listens when it's wrong. I praise a U-turn, said Bryant. But the problem is that the government is so wrong in the first place, he said. There are many examples of the government's back and forth. Mask requirement, Corona app, quarantine for foreign travelers, the exam grades after the lockdown. In the meantime, the shining election winner from December has been mocked as the king of U-turns, also in his own ranks. Charles Walker, influential backbencher in Johnson's Conservative faction, called on Times Radio that the House of Commons must finally have a say in important measures. Maybe Parliament thinks it's all a terribly good idea, but the government can't just make it up on its own and then say this on Monday, change its mind on Tuesday and come up with something completely else on Wednesday. That is unacceptable, says Walker. Johnson has a solid majority of 80 seats in the lower house, so he has less to fear the displeasure of his own party friends than his predecessor Theresa May. But he needs unity for important projects, not least for the line in the difficult negotiations with the EU on future relationships. Fraser Nelson, editor-in-chief of the liberal conservative Spectator, stated on the BBC that MPs are not angry about the consequences of the pandemic, but because there is one unnecessary mistake after another in number 10, and because they are concerned about Downing Street work less and less. Harry Cole of the Johnson and Brexit-friendly tabloid The Sun asks where the great communicator Boris Johnson has gone. An optimistic vision of why these painful decisions are necessary demands Cole, where our country is headed and what each individual can contribute. But Boris Johnson has been covered up for weeks. The once omnipresent Prime Minister prefers to let the minister spoon out the soup or indulge in generalities, like last week in Cabinet. There will be more of this terrible disease. We know there will be more outbreaks. Even so, we are full of confidence that we can deal with it and that this incredible country will gradually return to normal and get out of this crisis and will recover. That won't be enough for the Conservatives and certainly not for the opposition. In an interview with the ARD studio in London, Labour politician Bryant blames Johnson's zigzag course for the high number of deaths in connection with the coronavirus. Many Britons did not adhere to regulations and recommendations on protection against coronavirus. With so many contradicting messages, nobody believes in any message anymore. And if you now want to know more about European politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you in the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel, which I hope you already did. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!